I am Speed. What's up, nerds? Welcome to another VO Tips video. This is the second part of our two-parter where we discuss voiceover lingo. If you haven't seen the first one, please go watch it. It's a work of art. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but we're gonna use lingo in it in this video that we used in the last video, so if you wanna keep up with what we're doing and understand everything, it would behoove you to watch the first one. If you haven't yet, that's okay, whatever. But today we're gonna discuss more lingo. Hi, if you don't know who I am, and you stumbled on this video, well, hi, my name is Jonah Scott. I'm a voice actor for video games and anime out here in Los Angeles, California. I am doing these videos as a kind of public service to a bunch of people who want to be voice actors, and they're in high school or they're in college, and they don't know anything about the mechanics and the etiquette of the industry. This series of videos is not intended to teach you how to act. This series of videos is intended to teach you the mechanics and etiquette of the voiceover industry, starting with lingo. We're gonna go all the way into voiceover etiquette and how you're supposed to stand into a microphone, how you're supposed to go into your first session, all kinds of stuff like that in future videos. But today, we're gonna finish talking about lingo. Now, the next thing we're gonna discuss is an A.B.C take. Now, an A.B.C is essentially 1, 2, and 3 takes of a same line. Usually you do this when you're doing video games. For instance, you see a line in what would be the cell of an Excel spreadsheet or in a screenplay style in front of you in a monitor. And as you go down, you'll see that the director has highlighted something, or they'll use their mouse and kind of underline something for you, and it'll be like, this is the line you're supposed to do. So for an A.B.C take, if it's, hey, you there, as a line, you can do, hey, you there. Hey, you there. Hey, you there? You don't know context. You could put a question mark at the end if you don't know context. If you do, there's all kinds of other takes that you could do. It's very specific to the type of game or the type of production you're doing, but when the director asks you to do an A.B.C take, you'll go 3 takes for the line, and if they A-OK it, they'll highlight it, they'll turn it a different color, they'll put a check mark by it, they'll do whatever confirmation they have without trying to interrupt the flow. Usually you'll just keep going line, 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 line. But sometimes the director will stop and talk to you and give you some direction, give you some choices, some other decisions you can do. But an A.B.C take, in general, gives the director a good spread of stuff to pick, and then they can further narrow down how they want the line to be read or what decisions they want to have made in the line itself as they're moving through the direction. So they might have you do another A.B.C with the same intention as the last take, or they'll have you do another A.B.C wild with just a bunch of different crazy things going on. But yeah, that's generally what an A.B.C is, or a 1, 2, 3, or an XYZ, or whatever you want to call it. 3 takes, line, confirmed, down to the next one. 3 takes, line, confirmed, down to the next one. 3 takes, yes, confirmed, okay, down to the next one. It's generally how things are going to be, especially in video games. Next, some other directorial lingo that I have outsourced from my good friend Brittany Lotta, who has directed many wonderful Funimation productions. Hey, Avery, 1, 2, 3. I'm sure there's a 4th one around here somewhere. Oh, look, that's not something she directed, that's something she's in. Look, it's a character she is, wonderful. Hi, Brittany. So one of her lingo that she has is called Ugly It Up. Now, Brittany works with a lot of wonderful, wonderful female talent. I know nothing about being a female talent. So I'm gonna tell you what she said. When you're a female talent and the director tells you to ugly it up, generally a lot of women who get into anime have a princessy voice or something that leans hard into the femininity. That's great, that's wonderful, and that is a great tool in your tool belt. However, sometimes you get cast, maybe it's an incidental character, maybe it's additional voices, but sometimes you get cast as an absolute dick, an asshole. For lack of a better term, I do lack a better term. I lack a better term, just an asshole. Sometimes you're asked to play an asshole and you're told to ugly it up, especially if Brittany is directing you. Uglying it up means making it mean, grungy, gritty, disgusting. And for women, sometimes that's kind of hard when you're in a booth and you conform to society's ideals of femininity. That's another video. But anyway, ugly it up, women, hell yeah. Another wonderful directorial phrase from the vault o' Brittany Lotta is dry it out. Now, when she says dry it out or flatten it out, what she means in your actor brain, less is more. In certain scenarios, you want a more cinematic feel. You want a more down-to-earth and grounded read. You want something that sounds natural, A lot of the time in anime or in video games, since they're an animated medium, they're a little bit over the top. Just turned the dial up to standards that are a little bit higher than what you would normally do. Sometimes you're asked to back off, slow down, calm the line down. So flattening it out and making it a little bit more easy to listen to and not so anime or so animated. What else? This one isn't from Brittany, but it's a wonderful, wonderful phrase regardless. This is a slate. Now, more and more you're asked not to slate your auditions. What is a slate? A slate is essentially you saying your name in front of the line, which sounds a little out of place, and a lot of the time it does. Generally, it's used so they can understand what your natural voice is, but it used to be used to organize auditions. And frankly, auditions are now organized by file name. In MP3, you put your name in the audition file. You put the character in the audition file, and they're able to comb through things that way. So less and less you're asked to slate. But if you do need to slate, it's usually just your name at the beginning or the end. I've had some very strange slates lately where it's like you read part of the NDA that you're supposed to sign as a slate, and then say your name afterwards. They ask you to do it with your middle name, they ask you to do it in your character voice. Regardless, just follow the directions in the audition, and when they want you to slate, say your name. When they don't want you to slate, don't. Sound good? Easy, right? Next? Alright, next thing we're gonna talk about is something to do with efforts. It's basically a long effort. Chasing the picture. No, it's not a euphemism for using LSD. Chasing the picture is basically just that. It does what it says on the tin. The director will play you the video file, and then you will chase the action on screen. Now, you can chase the picture for things that aren't over-the-top efforts, either. You can chase the picture for very small, intimate scenes, all the way up to big action show pieces. Hey, Avery, roll that Shishigumi fight. Yeah, that was basically just me chasing the picture. The entire time, I just watched whatever he was doing and then mimicked it in my own way. It's not too hard. You can ask your director for an in and out time if it isn't already on the script. Basically a time code that tells you when to go in and when to go out. And that way you'll be able to enter and exit the action a bit more naturally rather than just being like, and then having the director cut you off and just be like, that's enough, that's enough. You'll know when to get out. Chasing the picture isn't too difficult as long as you are in the moment and ready to go. You can do it up to 5 minutes at a time. There are entire chunks, if a show is artsy enough, there are entire chunks that don't have any dialogue and have beautiful animation or beautiful set pieces or beautiful soundtrack or something like that that I really want to draw attention to, and you're basically just chasing the picture for all those efforts. But yeah, that's it. Next. All right, this next one might ruffle a few feathers, but the next thing we're going to talk about is the term wild. Hey, sit down, furry. This ain't about you. Anyway, when a director says to do something wild, it means they're just going to let you go. They're going to press record and you're going to do whatever they tell you for the next X amount of time. It could be anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes, 15 seconds. It's whatever. It's wild. They just press record and you go. Just keep going. Maybe put about a second pause in between each take so they have room to cut things and move things around, but you're going until the director says stop. Oh, the furry left. Weird. Also, you may have noticed that the lighting's different, my hair is different, and pretty much everything is different besides my clothes because I'm smart enough to keep continuity. I just took a break to record these, and these are recorded on a different date. I'm lazy. Quick little tidbit. I mentioned the term NDA. What's an NDA? An NDA is essentially a non-disclosure agreement, something that you sign when you go onto a project that says, whatever I see, whatever I hear, and whatever I read, I won't regurgitate to anybody else. Now, these are legally binding. If you break them, you will be in trouble. So, please, don't break your NDAs. Don't break your NDAs. Next. All right, this next bit is a little bit of direction you're gonna hear fairly often, especially if you come from watching anime directly into acting without any sort of acting foundation. That phrase is, give me more of you. When you do anime, you're trying to be a character, right? You're trying to play, you're trying to pretend, you're trying to be someone you're not. A lot of the time, directors cast you based on your voice, your normal voice, your speaking voice. If you are well-spoken enough, the character is a lot of the time you. I've experienced this several times. I found myself relating to a lot of characters, and I found myself being told to give me more of you. And that's just naturalistic acting. That's just something you do day to day. That's just you. So when a director wants it, be happy and realize that you're the character. Give them more you. Hey guys, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. We're done with our second half of our VO lingo, and this is by no means exhaustive. We'll probably have another couple of these come out and just add them to the playlist once it's ready. But for now, we gotta go. I'm gonna see you next time. Our video is gonna be about VO etiquette. Yeah, VO etiquette? Okay, so like booth etiquette, and yeah, okay, all right. So getting into the booth, going to a session, how you're supposed to treat other people, obviously. You're supposed to treat them well, but we'll get more into that next time. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below, like the video, comment below with what was your favorite lingo word, or what do you want to see from these this series of YouTube videos. Give me topics and I'll try and help you guys out. We're gonna grab 2 comments from down below for our next video and answer the question at the end of the video, so it has a little bit of a personal touch to it. But that won't happen unless you comment. But I will see you guys next time. Until then, be excellent to everyone you meet, because everyone's fighting a hard battle, and sometimes you can't see it. I love you so much, guys. Thanks for showing up. I'll see you next time. Peace.